Good day, ma'am. So I'm going to discuss effects of puberty changes. So the physical changes of puberty affect every area of the body, both externally and internally. So and thus it not surprising that they also affect the pubescent and physical and psychological well-being. Even though these effects are normally no and only temporary, they are severe enough while they last to bring about a change in our habitual patterns of behavior, attitudes, and personality sa atin. So, we have here the picture sa PPT kung paano nag-start yung changes sa girls and boys. So, according to um, this is a sequence of event of puberty for girls and boys and predictable patterns of development of the secondary sex characteristics. So, adapted from W. A. Marshall and J. M. Turner. So, makikita nyo yung sa girls, yung height spurt nila mag-start sa 10. Yung kids get taller more quickly, no, during this period. And then, mag-start yung height spurt nila sa 10. Yung menarche naman ng babae menarche is defined as the, menstrual period in our, sa mga female. Mag-start naman siya sa 13. According kay kala W. A. Marshall and J. M. Turner. And then yung breast naman mag-start sa 11, and then yung pubic hair naman ng mga babae mag-start sa 11 din. So yung boys naman is mag-start yung height spurt nila sa 12, and then sa 16. Then yung penis naman nila mag-start sa 12 something. Yun. And then yung testes naman nila mag-start sa 11, and then ang pubic hair naman ng boys is mag-start sa PPT natin we have 12 effects on physical well-being. So these are often made worse by an increase in duties and responsibilities just at the time when the individual is least able to cope with them successfully. So rapid growth and body changes ay nakakaapekto sa ating physical, mag-cause ng fatigue or mga iba't ibang symptoms. So, at this age, anemia is common. So, not because of changes in blood chemistry, but because of erratic eating habits. So, the prepubescent child is upset by glandular changes. So, in changes in the size and position of the internal organs. So, these changes interfere with the normal function of digestions and make them tired and restless. So, sa pag changes talaga ng body natin, parang nafe-feel natin na parang masyado tayong matamplay. Kasi yung pagbata natin, di ba, is masyado tayong hyper, nagalaro tayo sa init. But nandito na tayo sa stage na puberty is magiging, mahina na yung katawan natin kasi mahina na lang yung katawan natin. Mayroon talagang epekto sa physical well-being pag nandito na tayo sa puberty. So, early menstrual period, girls experience headaches, backaches, cramps, and abdominal pain. So, as menstruations becomes more regular, the physical and psychological disturbance which accompany its early appearance tend to diminish. So, girls often yung girls talaga, nafe-feel nila yung pag nandito na sila sa early menstrual period, nafe-feel na nila yung tired sila, depressed, and irritable at the time of their period. So, proven and tested yung mag-period. So, headaches and backache and general feeling or of achiness occur at other times between menstruation and puberty. So, while puberty may be regarded as a sickly age when the individual is not up to par, so relatively few diseases are characteristics of this period. So, if if pubescent children were actually ill, they would be treated with more sympathy and understanding than there usually are. So it less would be expected of them. So and ay much of their unsocial behavior kasi would be understood no and tolerated. Pero rare lang masyado na maiintindihan ng mga kasama mo na ganito yung ganito yung behavior mo if you having a period. So if you have nasa puberty ka na talaga, parang madali ka na mairita. Lahat na lang ng bagay parang nakakairita na. So yun, malaking epekto talaga yung pag-change ng natin, pag-change and then sa physical well-being natin. Effects on attitudes and behavior. So, it is understandable that the widespread effects of puberty on children's physical well-being would also their attitudes no and behavior. So, however, may evidence na mayroong change ang attitude at behavior nangyayari during puberty dahil sa social, or sa lipunan. But the glandular changes play some role. So, through their influence on body homeostasis. So, the less sympathy and understanding the pubescent child receives from parents, siblings, teachers, and peers, and the greater the social expectation at this time, mas malaki ang psychological effects ng mga physical changes. So, we have the most common serious and persistent of puberty changes on attitudes and behavior. Matatakal natin yan next. So, girls are more seriously affected by puberty than boys kasi because they mabilis na grow and naging mature the more na nag-grow sila. So, puberty appears to have been a more gradual affair. So, it did not burst on them with the rapidity of development what the girls experience. So, the impulses aroused may have been just as strong or stronger for the male, but he had more chance to adjust to them as they grow. So, because they reach puberty earlier, yung girl show signs of disruptive behavior sooner than boys do. So, however, girls' behavior stabilize earlier than that of boys kasi sila yung naunang mas grow kaya na-stabilize nila yung behavior nila. So, and they begin to act more as they did before the onset of puberty. So, just as boy will do later. So, how seriously puberty change will affect behavior will be greatly influenced by the ability and willingness of children to communicate their concerns and anxieties to others. So, and that way, get a better perspective of them. So, yung as Dunbar has explained, the effective reaction to change is largely determined by the capacity of to communicate. So, communication is means of coping with anxiety, with inevitably accompanies stress. So, pubescent children do find it difficult or impossible to communicate with others, exhibit more negative behavior kaysa sa nakakapag-communicate. So, the physical and psychological effects of puberty are complex and can vary from person to person. So, boys and girls who are unready to meet social expectation for their ages are likely to have problems in coping with the changes in their bodies and brains that occur as a result of puberty. So, however, no, like, yung children who are unready to fulfill the social expectations for their ages are likely to have a problem. Kaya nakakaapekto ang puberty sa attitudes and behaviors sa mga hindi pa ready na bata. So, we have 7 common effects of puberty changes on attitudes and behavior. So, first, desire for isolation. So, when puberty change begin, children usually withdraw from peer and family activities. So, and often quarrel with magkaka-quarrel sila with family and peers member and family members and peers. So they spend so much time, no, and they dreaming about how misunderstood and mistreated they are, and they are experimenting na with sex through masturbation. So 'di ba mas yung na-meet na nila yung yung desire for isolation nila. So ito yung common effects of puberty changes on attitudes and behavior. Mas gustuhin pa nila na magkulong or mag-eksperimento ng mga bagay-bagay. Second is boredom. So, pubescent children are bored with the play they're firmly enjoyed, with schoolwork or social activities, or with life in general. So, as a result, no, they do as little work as they can, thus developing the habit of underachieving. So, this habit is unsaturated by not feeling up to par physically. Boredom is the second effects of attitudes and behaviors. Effects ng puberty. So, third, and coordination. Rapid and uneven growth affects habitual patterns for coordination. So, and the pubescent child is clumsy and awkward for a time. So, as growth slow down, coordination gradually enforced. So, this is the effects of puberty sa attitude and behavior natin. I think in coordination. So, we have here social antagonism. So, the pubescent child is often uncooperative, disagreeable, and antagonist. So, they are more self-centered na if nagtungtong na ang mga kids sa sa puberty. So, open hostility between the sexes express and constant criticism and derogatory comments. So, is common at this age, no? So, as puberty the child becomes friendlier, more cooperative, and more tolerant for others. So, this is the effects of puberty sa attitudes and behaviors natin. As we get older, no, nagiging bukal tayo sa ating saloobin. And then, yung heightened emotionality. So, moodiness, sulkiness, outburst, and a tendency to cry at the slightest are characteristics of the early part of puberty. So, this is the effects of puberty sa ating attitudes and behavior. Itong pagiging madali tayong mag-iyak kahit na sa maliit na bagay lang, magiging moody. So, it is a time of worry, anxiety, and irritability and negative moods are especially common during the puberty, no? So, ito talaga yung pinaka, yung emotion natin, hindi natin siya madali lang tayo ma-hurt, yung may mga, soft-hearted. So, We have here loss of self-confidence. So, sometimes, di ba, dati pag ano pa tayo, bata pa tayo, masyado tayong bibo, like, lahat na lang ginapakita natin sa parents natin or something like that, na, I have here, parang, I have a new dress, like that. So, parang, nandito na tayo sa stage ng puberty, no? Na ano yung loss, ay na loss na yung self-confidence natin. The pubescent child firmly, so self-assured, becomes lacking in self-confidence and fearful of failure. So, yes, as we get older, makatakot mag-fail. But, iyan lang din sa utak natin na yung failure is part of our journey kung saan talaga tayo pupunta, kung saan talaga tayo karapat-dapat. So, this is due partly to lowered physical resistance and partly to constant criticism on adults and peers. So, many boys and girls emerge from puberty with the foundations of a inferiority complex. So, loss of self-confidence is the common effects of attitudes and behavior during puberty. So, last, excessive modesty. So, the bodily changes that take place during puberty cause the child to become excessively modest for fear that others will notice that these changes no and comment on them unfavorably. So it we have here seven commons concerns or effects of puberty changes on attitudes and our behavior. So we have here common concerns about normalcy or normal during puberty. So we have concerns, no? Bakit sila normal while nasa stage sila ng puberty. So boys' concerns. Nocturnal emission. So if the boy has not been told about nocturnal emission, so nocturnal emission is wet dream or sex dream or yun, nakaka-feel sila ng erection. If yung boy is di naka-feel ng erection, ito yung concern niya. Yung concern nila if hindi sila maka-feel ng erection, no? Her first such experience is likely to be traumatic. So, secondary sex characteristics. So, boys are disturbed mainly by the slow growth of facial hair, the huskiness and cracking that accompany boys' changes, and the slow development and strengthening of their muscles. So, ito din yung second concerns nila is yung disturbing masyado daw if yung facial hair nila is masyadong hindi mabilis mag-grow. Depende kasi yan, parang depende if minsan genetic, ganun, yung facial hair nila. So, the huskiness and cracking, the company of base changes. So, yan yung mga concerns nila about during puberty. So, third is lack of interest in girls. So, when they say older and are sexually mature boys showing an interest in girls and in dating, so boys wonder whether they are normal because they have no such interest. So, third concerns about during puberty, normal during puberty changes nila is ito yung lack of interest in girls. Ito yung pagkawala ng interest sa babae, magtaka na lang sila na bakit hindi kami masyado interesado sa mga ganyan. Yun yung concern nila. Yun yung third common concerns during normalcy period or puberty. So, kanina, we have boys' concerns and then hindi din magpapatalo ang babae. So, we have here girls' concerns. So, the menarche. So, even with some work knowledge, the menarche is often a traumatic experience. So, menarche is our menstrual period, first menstrual period. So, especially if accompanied by vomiting and cramps. So many girls wonder whether they will bled to death. So that's the concerns talaga. Kasi many of us experience na it's kind na masakit masyado yung during period, nagka-cramps, tapos maisip na natin na mamatay na ba ako nito? 'Di ba? Maraming dugo, kaya mapaisip na yung nanay natin na mag-hospital na lang kasi marami ng dugo nagalabas. So, yan yung concern, common concern, common concern ng girls during puberty. So, but it's a normal, I think, kasi, yeah, it's normal ata. But yung vomiting, I'm not sure if normal yan. It's normal naman, but para sure, magpa-check up na lang if nangyayari talaga yun sa'yo, if hindi na magtigil ng mga ilang days or mga 3 days na yung pagsusaka mo. So, it's better to pa-check up na lang, diba? So, we have here second is the menstruation. So, many girls wonder whether the cramps, headaches, and backaches they often experience during periods are normal. So, ito yung common concerns na normal no na nangyayari na during puberty talaga. So, it's normal na maka-feel tayo ng ganito. So, it is a common concerns na normal during puberty ang menstruation. So, secondary sex characteristics. So, because the breasts have a conical shape when they begin to develop, girls wonder whether they will eventually be normal in appearance. So, they also worry about whether their hips will be too large for the rest of their bodies and whether the down on their faces will turn into a bird of mustache. So, this is a common concerns normalcy concerns during puberty na yung mga breast nila, yung mga breast namin, yung mga hips na baka mag-large or something like that. So, they also worry about their hips baka maglaki. And then, yung faces nila baka bungot yung mustache or birds, yan. Yan yung common concerns ng babae during puberty. So, ika-fourth na concerns is lack of sex appeal. So, many girls worry if they are unable to attract the attention and win the favor of boys. So, we have attitude talaga na, we have ganito talaga na, we are lack of sex appeal. Kasi pag makita mo kasi, diba, gandang-ganda ka masyado sa sarili mo. Pero pag maglabas ka na, tapos may makita ka na maganda, parang, oh my gosh, I'm not. Baka hindi ako magsuot ng ganito kasi parang pangit. Parang ma-conscious ka na sa damit mo, diba? So, yun, makaisip ka na lang na, buti pa sila maganda. Ganun, diba? So, yan, yung common concerns during normalcy during puberty is yung lack of sex appeals. So yun, we have concerns of boys and girls during normalcy period. And we have here common concerns of boys and girls. So, sex organs. So, pubescent children often fear that their enlarged sex organ will show through their clothing or that the menstrual discharge and nocturnal emissions will leave telltale signs on their clothing. So, yun, common concern talaga yung pag-enlarge ng sex organs. Kasi parang conscious, like, oh my gosh, baka malaki masyado, baka pangit tingnan, baka yung V-line, ay yung V, baka maglakra, parang ganun. So unconscious talaga, and that's the common concerns during but it's normal naman kasi Alangan hindi naman naglakra yan. Maglakra talaga yan. Wala naman. Meron talagang mga tao na tinatingnan yung mga ganun. Parang, oh my gosh, makainis lang masyado pag magtingin yung mga tao ng ganun. Parang, nakaka-conscious na lang kasi pag gusto mo yung pantalon tapos yung mag-V, pero gisuot mo din tapos pag maglabas ka nun, tapos tingnan, makabastos. But, it's a normal naman kasi. It's our normal. And then, we have here, second, is body disproportion. So, early puberty can make pubescent children wonder whether they will ever look like normal people. Large hands, feet, and nose. So, long and lanky arms and legs, small shoulders, and perhaps a receding chin are some of the characteristics that make young men feel insecure about their appearance. So, receding chin are the characteristic no na yung mga lalaki na feel nila insecure about their appearance. Then, yun, we have common concerns sa ay concern sa body disproportions natin. So, third, awkwardness. So, because all children become awkward, no, and clumsy to some extent during puberty, they are likely to worry because they believe na they are losing skills acquired earlier. So, and then their concerns no are heightened if they are ridiculous pa or reproved for their awkwardness. So, this can be kasi nakaka-feel yun, it can lead talaga, it can cause na to feel self-conscious yung pagiging awkward natin. So, kasi as we grow older, parang awkward na lahat na lang may meaning, ganun. And baka hindi nagastuhan yung ginawa ko, or ganun. So, yan, concerns of common concerns. Ito talaga kasi parang feel mo na parang nakakahiya man, parang ganito, but it's normal. Pabayaan mo na yung awkward. At least may makantok sa mga anak mo na, anak, ganito yung nangyari sa akin. Tapos yun, parang maturo mo pa sa generation, ganun, na it's okay to feel awkward because it is normal. So, we have age of maturing. So, earlier mature may feel like misfits. So, while those who are slow to mature are embarrassed by their undeveloped bodies and concerned about their lack of interest in the things that absorb their more mature age mates. So, as we grow older talaga, nagiging mature tayo. Like, parang, sa akin, yes, nag-mature talaga tayo. Kasi as we think na, dapat hindi na yun gawin. Kasi, ganyan nga, we have buot na, we are mature na. So, this the common concerns na during puberty natin, yung mga age natin, nagadagdagan, nag-mature talaga tayo. So, last is masturbation. So, tension and discomfort. And I know, this is not last. I think so. So, not last. So, masturbation, tension, and discomfort in the developing sex organs often led the pubescent to handle them. So, most have been told that masturbation is wrong and they feel guilty and ashamed. So, their concern is heightened if they have heard old wives' tales that masturbation leads to insanity, for example. So, most have been told that the masturbation is wrong. No. So, they feel guilty and ashamed. But, ito yung common concerns ng boys and girls, yung magmamasturbate. But, if this is normal naman na ginagawa. Pero, dapat may limitation. Ganon. May limitation. Kasi it can lead na parang hanap-hanapin mo na, parang hinahanap-hanap mo na yung pagmamasturbate. So, it can bad din, di ba? But, it's normal naman. Pero, dapat may limitation lang. Kasi, too much watch porn is nakaka-addict and nakakasama yun siya. So, that's the common Common concerns during normalcy. During normalcy, common concerns normalcy during puberty. So we have girls concern, boys concerns, and common concerns of boys and girls.